Welcome to a new type of video here on Travel with the Wise Guy. Maybe we'll do it more often, maybe we won't. We'll see how it goes. We're going to do a variety of things today. We're going to talk to Steve from Sidetrack Adventures, one of my favorite YouTube channels out there. Gonna tell you about other YouTube channels that I watch, give you a list of them. Maybe some of them you've heard of, maybe some of them you haven't. And we're even gonna maybe talk about some of the comment section in my videos. So here we go with an interview with Steve. Steve's channel is Sidetrack Adventures. It has a new video every Wednesday at 9 o'clock Pacific. So for those of you that live here in Kansas, that's 11 o'clock Central. Steve, on the description, you wrote that family of three getting sidetracked and off the beaten path. That's kind of a condensed version of that. Right. So tell us about, yourself a little bit. Are you from California? You always got the Padres hat on, so that maybe gives a clue about where you're from. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. I'm from San Diego, California, born and raised. The only time I ever lived outside of San Diego when I was in the Army, and I'm married. We have one kid, and usually they don't like to be on camera too much. They're usually always there when the video is being filmed. I mean, my wife's there 99.9% of the time. My kid sometimes gets out of it. He's not as interested in it as I'd say we are, but usually my whole family's there, and we just enjoy traveling together.
How'd you get started into being adventurous with your YouTube videos and the YouTube channel?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much the same way. Every year we would go on a family vacation. My dad would take us on road trips. I mean, we went all over the country. I actually traveled to all 50 states as a kid, and I think that's where my love of travel came from, is from my dad just going everywhere and going to a lot of like these quirky roadside attractions that we would stop at, like Flintstones, Bedrock City and stuff. And then, but I've always been kind of curious about things. And one thing that really I came across when I was in the Army, I was stationed in at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and we were out in the middle of nowhere, out in the woods, just doing some training exercise, and I came across a Civil War monument. Wasn't marked on any maps. Maybe now, I haven't checked Google Maps. It probably has it on there, but it was just out in the middle of nowhere. There was no paved roads going out to it, and just came across this Civil War monument out in the middle of the woods. I was, wow, I can't believe this is out here. I mean, nobody knows about this thing, and I've just always been kind of curious about, what's down this road, or what's out here. And so I was always kind of exploring different places. Me and my wife would go out and check out things, and I think I just got into YouTube because I bought a drone, and I kind of needed an excuse to use the drone more often. And so I was like, well, let me I'd been watching some YouTube videos, like Abroad in Japan, Kara and Nate, some of the travel channels. I said, you know what, I could start posting drone videos on YouTube, and that's kind of where it came from. I just figured I would post some drone videos, and then I don't know what happened after there, and I never intended to be on the videos or anything along those lines, and here we are. I've learned a lot from the comment section. There are people who will fill in the blanks a lot of times, say something that I didn't know, and someone say, hey, I was there in 1960, and I saw this, and I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. And the comment section has been great as far as my videos go.
Your channel has had just incredible growth in the past year. I was kind of looking back at it, and I think you had like 20,000 subscribers in like a 2-week period about less than a year ago, and like 3 million views. And you had a couple of videos that just seemed to go crazy with millions of views. Did you see that coming, or how did that happen? If someone's out there that's maybe got a smaller channel like mine, or even smaller than that, people ask me that, and I have no idea. Did you know when you were putting those videos together that, man, this is going to take the channel to a whole nother level?
I had no idea. I think I posted this one video about Highway 39 in California, and that's a video that has over, I think, 3 billion views, 4 million views, something now. And I had no idea. I woke up one morning and I was like, what the heck? This video got, you know, 200,000 views overnight or something crazy. And then it just kept going and going. And I think, yeah, like within a week, it had like 1 million views. And I obviously never had seen anything like that before. I don't know how I did it. If I could replicate it, I would. I have no idea what happened there. I guess someone at YouTube liked it or something. But
How often are you doing videos that you absolutely want to do, or do you ever do a video you think, well, I think this might be popular, I'll kind of veer this way a little bit?
oh yeah, I only do videos that I want to do. I don't really pay that much attention to like the stats or any of that stuff. Usually I'll see it when I go on to check the comments. I might glance at it, but I can't tell you how many subscribers that we have, or like what our most recent videos view wise are. I try not to pay too much attention to that stuff.
Me and Steve had a great chat during this interview. It ended up being almost 19 minutes long. For the full interview, you can click the link in the description and you can listen to more of our conversation. We talk about some of the places he's going to go in the future. And if you're from Texas, you're probably going to be excited to hear what he has to say. Also, he tells me some of his favorite YouTube channels. So make sure you click that link and watch the full interview below.
Awesome. Well, hey man, thanks so much. Make sure you go, to Sidetrack Adventures on YouTube, follow his channel, and he's got great videos every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central. He's also on Instagram at Sidetrack Adventures, and Twitter at Sidetrack Advent. T is the last.
Yeah, they only let you put so many letters on there. So.
Also, and I, he'll be out traveling kind of like I do and put some stuff on Instagram. So if you like kind of in real time following one of us, that's a good place to follow, not having to wait for the full video maybe later on. So I'll film stuff and it's 2 months later before it might get uploaded. So, but yeah, thanks so much. I really love your channel. Keep up the great work, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thank you.
Great interview with Steve. That was a lot of fun. Easy to talk to a guy who is got some similar, interests as myself. And so hopefully you gained a lot from that interview, and hopefully we do this regularly. We'll have Steve back again down the road. Next, I want to talk about some of my favorite YouTube channels. Maybe like you, I'm often getting on YouTube, seeing what pops up, seeing what's interesting. And here's 20 YouTube channels that I watch with some regularity. These are all large YouTube channels. Maybe in the future, I'll do another show about smaller YouTube channels, kind of like mine, but these are all ones that are much bigger than mine and that are some of the ones I enjoy watching.
Starting with Bald and Bankrupt. This is a British guy who goes on some of the craziest adventures you'll ever see. Next is Kara and Nate. It's a husband and wife, young husband and wife, and they used to travel around the world, and now they do things more domestically, but they still go all kinds of interesting places. Peter Santinello, he does some real long form videos, kind of the behind the scenes and the inner workings of different cities and different cultures. It's very interesting to watch. Itchy Boots, she travels the world on her motorcycle. Currently she's in Africa, and it's just an insane YouTube channel to watch. Ghost Town Living. This guy bought a ghost town, a mining ghost town in California, and he documents what it's like to live there and to build that back up. Bright Sun Films, they do a lot of videos on abandoned and bankrupt places. World According to Briggs, he does a lot of different lists and different kind of geographical areas, and always kind of a interesting channel to check in on. Mr. Beat has a lot of different kind of videos. He did a video on every presidential election ever, and yes, I watched every one of them. Nick Johnson, he does some long form videos on kind of, poverty-stricken places, poor and rural areas around the country. Also some bigger cities, but kind of the, rough parts of some of those cities that a lot of people won't go to. General Knowledge. This channel is very artistic in how it tells the story of different history and geography. The Daily Woo is kind of a legend in YouTube lore, and he does a video every single day. pretty incredible. He is in his final year of doing daily videos though. Keep Your Daydream is a husband and wife who does a lot of RV and camping type videos. Noel Phillips, he does a lot of travel videos, flying, railroad, some of them very interesting, some small town stuff in there. Vlogging Through History, this is a history expert, and he does a lot of reaction videos to other people's videos and gives his thoughts from a historical kind of expert perspective. Joe and Nick's Road Trip, we end up going to a lot of the same places, and another husband and wife team here on YouTube, and they show you all around some of the places that you're not often gonna see in a lot of YouTube videos. Through My Lens is often a son with his father going on road trips. They did a great video about Route 66 years ago that really inspired my Route 66 trip. And we've got to have a lady on the list, Wonder Hussey. She's very quirky herself, and she goes to a lot of quirky and unusual places. Traveling Robert, he is another RV type YouTube channel and a lot of fun and beautiful places that he goes to. Geography King has some very interesting videos about different, unique geographical locations, and I just find the topics to be, fascinating. Of course, Sidetrack Adventures with Steve. Don't forget to follow Sidetrack Adventures. Great channel. And oh yeah, how about that one? Travel with a Wise Guy. So what's your favorite YouTube channels? Put it in the comments. I'd love to hear the different YouTube channels that you're watching.
Have you ever commented on one of my videos? Well, this is the segment of the show where we might talk about you. Actually, 99% of the comments are always positive. I really am appreciative. I'm not a person who does a lot of comments in other videos, but it's so nice that you take time out of your day to watch a video and make a comment. And in this one, I'm gonna maybe spotlight something positive and maybe something negative. So we'll see how this road goes, this off the beaten path road goes. First comment is from a regular contributor, 10man7130. This was on the 10 smallest towns in Arkansas, and he seemed to work in every town into one comment. And if you watch that video, then these towns may make some sense. He said Tinsman, because that was one of the towns in the video. Tinsman, a burg after my own heart. Then of course on to Ozon, Get McNabb by Victoria, whose blue eyes were seeing red apparently. Maybe she needed some bird songs and some vino from Wiedeker. And an afternoon Wayland Springs with Jerome or Gilbert to get in a better mood. I had no idea that Arkansas had a winery, nor what to do with Corinth. So Corinth was the only one that he couldn't figure out. Oh, 10 Man. Awesome. Thank you for the weekly dose of humor. Hopefully everybody looks for 10 Man's comments. This is one I haven't gotten too often. From Hype and Jive. We all need to chip in and help you buy some new stock music. So if you watch many of the videos, obviously he's must have watched several videos, which I really appreciate, Hype and Jive. There is a limited amount of free videos that YouTube allows you, or free songs that YouTube allows you to use. You can't just put any kind of music on the videos. There's copyright infringement. But it's interesting. I was thinking that, when I was a kid, Dukes of Hazzard, you just waited you loved that theme song. Every week the Dukes of Hazzard came on, and you just couldn't wait for that song. And nobody got tired of it. Every week it was the same song. But my favorite theme song growing up was the Fall Guy. I always thought they had the best theme song. So I wondered how the Fall Guy theme song, maybe I put that with every video that I do, since I don't think anybody would get tired of that.
I've never been seen with anything less than a 9. So fine, I've been on fire with Sally Field, gone fast with a girl named Bo. But somehow they just don't end up as mine. It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances. I die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redwood such a star.
Okay, final comment. This one's a little bit on the negative side, so get ready. I don't know what is with YouTubers who make channels for supposedly showing stuff, and then their whole videos just show their faces blocking the scenery they were supposed to show. Ego? Need for attention? I mean, we can hear what you're saying, but we really don't need to see your face, right? That's from Retro Video Quest. Well, thank you, Retro Video Quest. Obviously, this is not to your liking. So, yeah, let me think. What could I do? Okay. Anyways, the serious response to that is if you ever watch big channels, and it's not every channel, but if you watch big channels, they're showing their face more than, not. And I think it's more of a branding thing, connecting with the viewers so they know a little bit more, just when you talk to someone, you look at them. And so I have gotten better, I think, at showing less of myself and more things overlapping what I'm saying, but I'm an amateur at this. And so I'll hopefully, Retro Video Quest will be happy that I'm working on that, and I am aware of it. But also I think it's good to kind of have this right here. I want to save the end part of this video to talk about some of the things going on in this channel. If you're not aware, if you've gotten this far, maybe you're more of a fan of this channel. But I just had the 10 smallest towns in Florida video come out. Those are always some of my favorite videos to put together. So if you haven't watched that, I think it's a pretty interesting video. I hope you get a chance to watch that. I put a lot of time and effort into that video, and it is one of my favorites. Really different and strange, some of the towns down in Florida. Also on that trip, I drove to Key West. I'm gonna be editing now and putting out pretty soon some behind the scenes traveling from Kansas to Key West. Those have been reasonably popular in previous ones I've done, so look forward to that. I've also been in Missouri, and I've filmed some stuff in Kansas recently. So those of you from Missouri and Kansas can look forward to some new videos here in the next month or two. And don't forget, I am now selling merchandise. How about a t-shirt? How about an awesome coffee mug? Coffee is guaranteed to taste twice as good in this mug. No, it's not, just kidding. Also, if you haven't seen, I have a website. Sign up for my newsletter. I send out a newsletter once every 2, 3, 4 weeks, depending on how busy I am with my full-time job coaching here at Wichita State. Also, if you are on Instagram, anytime I'm out traveling, I'm taking pictures, I'm putting them in the story. And so if you want to kind of follow along with me in real time, go on Instagram, follow me. And I'm also on Facebook and Twitter. I don't post as much on those. So if you really want to keep up to date with what's going on, check out Instagram or the other social medias. But thank you so much. Tell me what you thought of this show. And we're not going to do it every week right now, maybe once a month. Who would you like to see on the show? What other YouTube channels would you like to see come on and hear some of their thoughts? Thanks a lot for joining me. We'll see you next time.
It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances. I die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging